Xung phong! Tiến lên! Chúng ta đã chiếm được!
Défendez la position! Tenez bon! Xung phong!
Tập chất vòng vây!
At a forest camp, plans are drawn on rough paper and remembered by heart.
Étienne walks the perimeter, counting barbed wire and listening to the jungle. He tells himself that distance is control. The mountains disagree. News travels softly through markets, footpaths, and borrowed lantern light. In the rain-dark forest, heavy weapons are hauled the old way, by ropes, shoulders, and patience.
The plan is simple in words and complex in reality. Strike a strong point, then break the relief. Hit the point, destroy the reinforcements. On 15 September, Lum runs the final route under...
At dawn on 16 September 1950, the quiet breaks. The first day is a grind of positions and angles. Lum carries ammunition in short order.
Night does not end the battle. It only changes its color. On 17 September, the fight turns into a contest with stone and wire. Lam watches sappers.
Liên sees the cost in small things. Torn cloth, muddy boots, hands choking from cold.
Lum learns to speak in gestures.
With Đông Khê lost, Cao Bằng is cut off, and Thất Khê feels threatened. Lum hears the phrase, RC4 is shaking, repeated like a prayer.
By 20 September, the first phase closes. The opening strong point has fallen, and the battlefield reshapes itself around the road.
Phase 2 begins with pressure rather than celebration. Lam watches French patrols probe the gap like...
Supply is not a single road, it is many. Lam coordinates guides and porters alongside paths.
Late September is a hinge. French command faces choice. Hold Poliodon base.
On 30 September, a relief effort moves from Thất Khê toward the Đông Khê area. The road is narrow, the jump. On 1 October, a second movement begins. The withdrawal from Cao Bằng down RC4. The column. On 2 October, the relief force tries to push west and bypass the Đông Khê area, rather than smash straight through.
Lam hears that the road in...
along the whole spine of RC4.
The columns begin to drift off the road, seeking routes through jungle and limestone, trying to outrun the trap.
On 5 October, exhausted units managed to link up in the hills near the Đông Khê area. Defensive positions form on hills and ridgelines. Numbers become shapes on terrain.
The geography named Koksha becomes a closing hand. Units fragment. Lum hears the sounds fade. Étienne learns the word breakout can mean scatter.
On 8 October, parachutes flower over Thất Khê.
Phase 3 begins in motion and smoke. On 9 October, the bridge over the Kikung River is destroyed, and the retreat becomes water and darkness.
At 22 Mo on 10 October, the evacuation of Thất Khê begins, under strict discipline and fear.
By 11 October, the retreat is a series of obstacles. Passes held, roads cut, detours forced.
On 12 October, survivors reach Nha Cham, brief shelter, not safety. Étienne counts who remains and cannot finish the math.
On 13 October, the retreat continues toward Lang by trucks where the road still exists, and by feet where it doesn't.
By 14 October, many Vietnamese accounts mark the campaign's close.
From 16 to 18 September, Đông Khê is the hinge of the entire operation. Lum learns how a... On 19 September, the war shifts from the fort to the corridor. Trees fall across roads, bridges are watched, and...
From 21 September, the campaign follows a rhythm. Strike, hold, and wait for relief columns to
The northern base at Caobang becomes a lonely dot on every map. Lum hears that aircraft.
Lum learns to read parachute as signals. Liên learns that medicine must be light enough to carry and strong enough to matter.
On maps, operations are names and arrows. On the ground, they are tired legs and fear.
On 2 October, the relief's path bends around ridges and becomes slower than the enemy's plan. Lum
While the main trap tightens near Đông Khê, pressure spreads south toward Na Sum and Lạng Sơn.
On 5 October, the linked-up forces become a crowd without space.
On 6 October, torchlights appear on distant slopes, more than Étienne can count.
On 7 October, the word breakout is spoken, but the terrain speaks louder. Some groups move, others.
On 8 October, parachutes bring reinforcements into Thut Khê, but also bring the knowledge that the situation is desperate.
Guys still tries.
On 9 October,
On 10 October, the river crossing becomes the spine of survival. Boats shuttle in darkness. Names.
From 11 to 13 October, the retreat becomes a map of detours, passes blocked, tracks cut.
after the campaign's main phase, the consequences keep moving. On 17 October, Lạng Sơn.
By late October, remaining RC4 positions are abandoned, and the northern border corridor is no longer sealed.